Was your mind a non-stop ticker tape of tomorrow's worries and yesterday's regrets? A chaotic internal monologue that never seemed to hit the mute button? I honestly thought that was just adulthood, a default setting for anyone navigating the daily grind. We're all just perpetually overthinking, right? Then, everything shifted. I stumbled upon a 2,000-year-old breathing pattern, a simple, elegant technique by Buddha that felt like discovering a secret cheat code for my own nervous system. It switched off the relentless noise in under 60 seconds. No fancy app required, no expensive incense, no monthly subscription fees to worry about. Just me, my breath, and a profound sense of calm. Stay with me at the School of Buddha, and I'll not only walk you through the exact count but also share the story of how I found it so you can steal that off switch for yourself and reclaim some much-needed peace. But how was life before this trick? It was a constant performance. I would lie in bed long after the lights were out, replaying every awkward conversation, meticulously rewriting emails I'd already sent, and rehearsing comebacks I'd never, ever use. My heart didn't just beat, it thumped a frantic rhythm against my ribs, a percussive reminder of all the unchecked boxes and looming deadlines. My shoulders seemed to have taken up permanent residence somewhere near my earlobes, a physical manifestation of the tension I carried. The only time I felt anything remotely resembling calm was usually when I was on the verge of sheer utter exhaustion, collapsing into a sleep that felt more like a temporary escape than true rest. Does any of that sound familiar? Because it turns out, I wasn't alone in this internal chaos. Experts suggest the average adult churns through around 6,000 thoughts a day. When they all decide to queue up at once, demanding your attention, you feel less like a functioning human, and more like an internet browser with 300 tabs open, and inevitably, one of them is always playing music you can't quite pinpoint or shut down. It was a digital age dilemma, played out in the analog theater of my own mind. My turning point came last winter during one of those truly soul-crushing travel nightmares. I was utterly stuck in a deserted airport at 2 a.m. My flight canceled, my phone dead, and to add insult to injury, my headphones mysteriously vanished. I was a picture of modern misery, pacing and tapping my foot like a sewing machine gone rogue. That's when a fellow stranded passenger, a calm-looking man with kind eyes, noticed my involuntary jig. He didn't offer a platitude or a complaint. Instead, he simply said, "Try this, it's what the yogis used before yoga was cool." He then sat down, closed his eyes, and started to breathe. He didn't chant, didn't didn't even look particularly spiritual. He just breathed. Curiosity, mixed with desperation, nudged me to mimic him. 4 minutes later, something remarkable happened. My pulse, which had been racing, noticeably dropped. The harsh fluorescent lights of the terminal, which had felt like interrogation lamps just moments before, softened. And for the first time in what felt like hours, I actually heard the profound silence between the automated announcements, a quiet I hadn't realized I was missing. I opened my eyes a little stunned and asked him what wizardry that was. He just shrugged, a small smile playing on his lips, and said, "Oh, that? Just a 478, bro." And with those simple words, he handed me a tool that would fundamentally change how I navigated stress. Now I know what you might be thinking. Breathing? Really? But trust me, there's some serious science backing this ancient wisdom, and it's surprisingly simple to grasp. Think of your nervous system as having two primary gears. There's the gas pedal, that's your sympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for the fight or flight response when you perceive a threat, like a looming deadline or a stressful email. Then there's the brake, that's your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, designed to bring you back to a state of calm and recovery. The magic of the 4 to 7, 8 breath lies in how it manipulates this system. When you intentionally lengthen your exhale, you literally flick that brake. This slight, controlled retention of breath allows carbon dioxide to creep up just enough in your bloodstream. This isn't dangerous. It's a subtle signal to your vagus nerve, a superhighway running from your brain to your gut that you are, in fact, safe. When the vagus nerve gets that all clear, a cascade of positive physiological changes begins. Your heart rate variability, a key indicator of nervous system health, smooths out. Cortisol, the notorious stress hormone, starts to back off, and your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought and decision-making, comes back online. Translation? You go from feeling like a Tasmanian devil caught in a perpetual whirlwind of anxiety to experiencing the serene, unhurried calm of a Sunday morning mind. All of this, without changing anything but the ratio of your breath. It's a biohack that's been around for millennia, and it's incredibly effective. Ready to give it a try? The beauty of the 4-7-8 breath is its versatility. You can do this sitting comfortably, standing on a busy street, or even wedged in a middle seat between two snoring strangers on a red-eye flight. No special equipment, no specific posture required, just you and your breath. Here's the breakdown, step by step. Step 1. Prepare to exhale. Begin by exhaling completely through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. Really empty your lungs like you're deflating a balloon. This sets the stage for a fresh, calming inhale. Step 2. Inhale for 4. Close your mouth and quietly, smoothly, inhale through your nose for a mental count of 4. Feel the air gently filling your lungs, without straining. This is a deliberate, controlled breath, not a gasp. Step 3. Hold for 7. Now hold that breath for a count of 7. This isn't about straining or turning blue. Think of it as suspending the breath, a gentle pause rather than pressurizing it. It's a moment of stillness, allowing that subtle CO2 buildup to do its work. Step 4. Exhale for 8. Finally, exhale fully and completely through your mouth for a count of 8, making that soft whoosh sound again, like you're fogging a cold window on a winter morning, but perhaps a little more gracefully. Really let the air go, emptying your lungs as completely as possible. This long, slow exhale is where the true brake-flicking magic happens. That's one full cycle. The recommendation is to repeat this 3 more times for a total of 4 breaths. If the counts of 4, 7, and 8 initially feel too long or uncomfortable, don't worry. The critical part is maintaining the ratio. You can adjust the numbers, for instance, trying a 2-3-4 or a 3-5-6. Just always ensure your exhale is roughly double the length of your inhale. Practice this twice a day, every day, or whenever your brain tries to spontaneously start a mosh pit in your skull. This simple tool has genuinely been a game changer for me, helping me find a quiet space in the middle of a chaotic world. If just hearing that made your shoulders drop an inch or you felt a tiny sigh escape, then you know there's something to this. The first week I consciously used the 4-7-8. I honestly fell asleep mid-Netflix intro. I mean, truly out cold with no, "Are you still watching?" shame spiral the next morning. It was profound. By week 2, I started noticing subtle shifts in my daily interactions. I'd catch myself actively listening in conversations instead of mentally rehearsing my next brilliant reply. My anxiety, which had been a constant low hum, began to quiet. By week 3, my smartwatch showed an average nightly resting heart rate that was 6 beats lower. 6 beats. That's a significant indicator of a calmer nervous system. But the coolest part? This technique is completely invisible. You can do it during a Zoom meeting that should have been an email, while waiting in line at the grocery store, or even while your toddler is having a meltdown. Nobody knows you're hacking your biology and shifting your internal state right there in plain sight. It's your secret superpower, ready whenever you need it. Now, like any new skill, you might encounter a few bumps. Some people feel a little lightheaded at first. Don't panic. That's just your nervous system adjusting. If this happens, just keep the pace gentler or shorten the breath hold until your body adapts. It's like gently stretching a muscle. You don't go for the full split on day 1. Others, myself included, simply forget. Life gets busy. My trick? Habit stacking. Stick a Post-it note on your kettle or your toothbrush. The visual cue reminds you to stack this breath practice onto something you already do. A quick note. If you're pregnant or have a condition like COPD, keep the breath hold shorter, maybe just 2 counts. Always listen to your body and consult a healthcare professional if you're unsure. In an age where there's an app for everything, it's tempting to think the solution to stress is in your smartphone. But meditation apps need Wi-Fi, a charged battery, and eventually, a subscription. This ancient breathing pattern, it lives in your face. Literally. No updates to download, no data mining. I've used it during a power outage, perched precariously on a glacier while marveling at its vastness, and rattling along in the back of a bustling tuk-tuk through chaotic city streets. Your breath is the only piece of tech customs can't confiscate. The only tool that's always with you, always free, and always ready to serve. It's the ultimate analog solution in a digital world. All right, I get it. Some of you might be thinking, counting? That sounds like more work for my already overactive brain. If the precise counting isn't for you, let's try a different approach. Instead of counting, try a visual. On the exhale, imagine you're blowing out 93 birthday candles one after another. The visual cue naturally lengthens the breath without the mental math. Or if you prefer numbers but need a tactile anchor, trace a square in your palm with your finger. Trace up one side for 4 counts to inhale, across the top for 7 to hold, and down the other side for 8 to exhale. Kids absolutely love this. Executives pretend it's a productivity hack. And your nervous system? Your nervous system doesn't care what you call it or how you visualize it, as long as you give it that calming signal. The result is the same, a profound shift towards peace. Right now, while you're watching this, let's just do one round together. No pressure, just an experiment. Sit vertically in a correct posture throughout. Now exhale everything out through your mouth with a soft whoosh. Now close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale fully through your mouth, making that gentle whoosh sound, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What did you notice? Even after just one cycle, many people feel a tiny internal hush, a subtle softening around the edges of their mind. That, my friends, is the space where choice lives. You just widened the gap between stimulus and response, between that annoying email and your automatic frustrated reply. Multiply that gap across an entire workday, across a week, and you've potentially saved yourself a dozen regretful outbursts, countless moments of unnecessary stress, and a whole lot of internal turmoil. It's incredibly powerful, and it only took 60 seconds. The secret to making this stick isn't about willpower. It's about smart habit formation. The easiest way to make the 4, 7, 8 breath a consistent practice is to tie it to a daily cue, something you already do without thinking. For example, the moment you switch on the kettle for your morning coffee, that's your cue. Or the second you sit in your car before turning the key. Maybe it's every time you wash your hands. When the cue shows up, the breath practice shows up with it. This is called habit stacking, and it's incredibly effective. Neuroscientists say that after about 45 consistent pairings of the cue and the action, your brain starts to automate it. You'll find yourself exhaling long and slow, consciously or unconsciously, before the stressful thought even fully forms. It becomes a built-in stress regulator, a natural rhythm of calm that weaves its way into the fabric of your day. So let's bring it all back home. The 4-7-8 breath: inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and repeat for 4 rounds. It's completely free. It's older than the smartphone you're probably holding, and it's far more effective than endlessly scrolling social media for a distraction. Use it to slam the brakes on anxiety when your mind is racing, to gently slide into a deep sleep, or simply use it to remember that you are at your core a human being, not just a human doing, constantly striving and stressing. It's a powerful reminder to just be. I challenge you, try this tonight. When your brain inevitably tries to schedule tomorrow's catastrophes or replay today's awkward moments, give the 4-7-8 breath a real shot. Do a few rounds and then jump into the comments below and tell me how many it took before that mental static lost its signal. If you're curious about more ancient, zero-cost, incredibly effective tools that keep you sane without selling your data or demanding your precious attention, please check our special podcast series on meditation at the School of Buddha. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on such content. If you are a newbie and need guidance on meditation, we have also provided a guided meditation session in the playlist. Please share this with your loved ones who need this. Please comment on what you would like us to cover next. Until then, keep walking the path shown by the Buddha.